Why should you switch off your rear fog lights when the fog has cleared? To stop draining the battery. To allow your headlights to work. To prevent dazzling drivers behind. To stop the engine losing power.
Why should you switch off your rear fog lights when the fog has cleared? Why should you? Or you can watch on YouTube. I'm putting this tomorrow, you will be able to watch it. Why should you switch off your rear fog lights when the fog has cleared? To prevent dazzling drivers behind.
What does this sign mean? Right hand lane for turning right. The right hand lane ahead is narrow. Right hand lane for buses only. The right hand lane is closed.
What does this sign mean? What does this sign mean? You see, there are 3 lanes, 1 lane, 2 lane, 3 lanes. The right hand lane is closed. The right hand lane is closed. Guys, could you please everyone tap the screen so we get to 50k by the end of the test? And if any one of you did not follow me, please do follow, guys. And could you please everyone just share the live once with your friends? I would really appreciate that. If you could please just everyone just share the live once. Thank you, Manuel. So
you're waiting to emerge at a junction. Your view is restricted by parked vehicles. What can help you to see traffic on the road you're joining? Reflections of traffic in windows. Looking for traffic behind you. Checking for traffic in your interior mirror. Making eye contact with other road users.
You're waiting to emerge at a junction. Your view is restricted by parked vehicles. What can help you to see traffic on the road you're joining? The right answer is reflection of traffic in windows. But do you understand what it means? What does it mean, reflection of traffic in windows? So you want to join a road, but there are vehicles parked on the side of the road. You cannot see the road. What will you do? Reflection of traffic in windows. Reflection of traffic in windows. You see, that's a car window. Can you see the reflection of the road? Reflection of traffic in windows. That's one. And also, that's also reflection of traffic in windows. If you look at, if there is any building, if you look at their windows, or even if there are any shops, you can look in their windows as well. So that's what it means, reflection of traffic in windows. You see, you can see reflection of traffic in windows. Check for traffic in your interior mirror. You see, when you look at, so you want to emerge from the road, you want to see ahead of you. When you're looking in your interior mirror, you can only see what's behind you. So that will not help you. You see, if you're looking in your interior mirror, you can only see what's behind you. You cannot see what's in front of you. That's why that's a wrong answer. Your view is, you're waiting to emerge at a junction. Your view is restricted by parked vehicles. What can help you to see traffic on the road you're joining? Reflection of traffic in windows. Guys, did you get this answer? Reflection of traffic, what it means? We can't see now. Make eye contact.
What's a statutory off-road notification? SON. A notification to tell DVLA that a vehicle isn't being used on the road. Information held by insurance companies to check a vehicle is insured. A notification to tell DVSA that a vehicle doesn't have a current MOT. Information kept by the police about the owner of a vehicle.
What's SON? What does SON mean? A notification to tell DVLA that a vehicle is not being used on the road. Okay, let me just explain this. So for example, if you're going away for a few months, you're going on a holiday or you're going away for a few months and you don't want to use your vehicle, even if you're not using your vehicle, you will still be paying for your road tax. So for example, if I'm going away for 3-4 months and I don't want to use my vehicle anymore, then why do I park my vehicle off the road and then I let the DVLA know. And if I paid any road tax, so if I paid 5 months road tax, the DVLA will give me my road tax money back, and also I do not need to pay any road tax either. That's called SON certificate. And if you don't do that, what will happen? The DVLA will send you letters and you will have to pay the road tax, and also if you don't pay, you will get fined as well. So when you're not using your vehicle anymore on the road, you should let the DVLA know and they will send you a SON certificate. And then that SON certificate is valid until you tax your vehicle, sell it or scrap it. So what's a statutory off-road notification? Off-road, a notification to tell the DVLA that a vehicle is not being used on the road. Off-road means not on the road, isn't it? So off-road and on-road. Off-road means when you're not using your vehicle anymore on the road. So a notification to tell DVLA the vehicle is not being
What's
used.
likely to happen if you put too much oil in your engine? The clutch pedal will lock. The oil seals will leak. The timing belt will slip. The air intake will become blocked.
What's likely to happen if you put too much oil in your engine? What will happen if you put too much oil in your engine? The oil seals will leak.
You're traveling on a narrow section of road. What should you do if a horse rider ahead is riding in the center of the lane? Move across to the right and try to ease past them. Get up close behind to encourage them to move aside. Stay behind and allow them to ride in this position. Sound your horn to alert them to your presence.
You're traveling on a narrow section of road. What should you do if a horse rider ahead is riding in the center of the lane? What do? Stay behind and allow them to ride in this position. Stay behind and allow
What
them
must
to
you do
ride
when
in
you're
this
overtaking a
position.
car at night? Select a higher gear. Switch your headlights to main beam before overtaking. Flash your headlights before overtaking. Make sure you don't dazzle other road users.
What must you do when you're overtaking a car at night? Make sure you don't dazzle other road users. And you see the same question got another answer as well. Does anyone remember the other answer for the same question? What must you do when you're overtaking a car at night? Be aware of bends in the road ahead, or beware of junction in the road ahead, beware of a dip in the road ahead, beware of brow of a hill. So beware of junction, bend, dip and brow of a hill. And the other answer is make sure you don't dazzle other road users. So what must you do when you're overtaking a car at night? Make sure you don't dazzle
Why has the
other
tractor
road
got
users.
flashing amber lights? To tell you not to overtake. To warn you it's a slow moving vehicle. To warn you it's breaking down. To warn you it has a wide load.
Why has the tractor got flashing amber lights? See, all slow moving vehicle will have flashing amber light. Doctor car will have green, and all the emergency services apart from doctor, they will have blue flashing beacon. So why has the tractor got flashing amber lights? To warn you it's a slow moving vehicle. And what color flashing lights would bomb disposal squad have? The bomb disposal squad will have what color? That's blue. Bomb disposal squad will have blue.
Why is it bad technique to coast when you're driving downhill? The vehicle will gain speed more quickly. The tires will wear more quickly. The engine will overheat. The fuel consumption will increase.
Why is it bad technique to coast when you're driving downhill? Okay. The vehicle will gain speed more quickly. Why would the vehicle gain speed more quickly? Guys, do you understand why would the vehicle gain speed more quickly? Coast. Coast means when vehicle is in neutral. When vehicle is not in any gear. Okay. You're going downhill. But okay, you're going downhill, that's right. But if your vehicle is in gear, okay, so when your vehicle is in neutral, or when it's coasting, or when the clutch is down, that's what happens. If you look in here, so this is engine plate, or it's also called clutch plate. This is coming from the engine, and this is the wheels one. So when these plates are not together, it means you cannot control your vehicle with the engine. So there is no engine braking. And when you're going downhill, see, this wheel will turn freely. It will turn freely, and that's why it will gain more speed. When you're going downhill, when your vehicle is coasting, neutral, or clutch down, you see, because your engine cannot control your wheels. You see, there is no connection. And in here, this is when your vehicle is in gears. When your vehicle is in gear, you can control your wheels with the gears. So that's why you will have more control. And this is when you're coasting. When you're coasting and you're going downhill, what will happen? Your vehicle will gain speed more quickly. Why? Because your engine is not connected with the wheels. Your engine is not controlling the wheels, and that's why it will gain speed more quickly. And if your vehicle is in gears, you can control it and will not gain speed more quickly. So why is it bad technique to coast when you're driving downhill? The vehicle will gain speed more quickly.
Why do motorcyclists use dipped headlights in daylight? So that the rider can be seen more easily. To improve the rider's vision. To stop the battery overcharging. The rider is inviting you to proceed.
Why do motorcyclists use dipped headlights in daylight? So that could be easily seen. So that the rider can be seen more easily.
Your insurer will issue you with an insurance certificate. When must you produce this document for inspection? When a police officer asks you for it. When making a SORN. When your vehicle is having an MOT test. When buying or selling a vehicle.
Your insurer will issue with an insurance certificate. When must you produce this document for inspection? Yeah, so when a police officer asks you for it.
Traffic officers operate on motorways and some primary routes in England and Wales. What are they authorized to do? Stop and direct anyone on a motorway. Stop and arrest drivers who break the law. Repair broken down vehicles on the motorway. Issue fixed penalty notices.
Traffic officers operate on motorways and some primary routes in England and Wales. What are they authorized to do? You see, traffic officers, they do not have any enforcement powers. They can only help you, guide you. They cannot arrest you, they cannot issue you any fines. They only can help you. stop and direct anyone on a motorway. So
You're
stop
carrying
and
a
direct
child under
anyone.
3 years old in your car. Which restraint is suitable for a child of this age? An adult lap belt. An adult holding a child. An adult seat belt. A child seat.
You're carrying a child under 3 years old in your car. What restraint is suitable for a child of this age? That's a child seat. A child seat. A child seat. What about if you don't have a child seat? Can we use an adult seat in an emergency or not? If we do not have a child seat, can we use an adult seat belt for a child? The answer is yes, okay? Yes, if we do not have a child seat, we can use an adult seat belt in an emergency. We can use, if you go on an unexpected journey and you do not have a child seat, you can use an adult seat belt. Okay, so you're carrying a child under 3 years old in your car. What restraint is suitable for a child of this age?
An adult casualty isn't breathing. To maintain circulation, CPR should be given. What's the correct depth to press down on their chest? 15 to 20 centimeters. 5 to 6 centimeters. 1 to 2 centimeters. 10 to 15 centimeters.
An adult casualty is not breathing. To maintain circulation, CPR should be given. What's the correct depth to press down on their chest? That's 5 to 6 centimeters. 5 to 6 centimeters for an adult. But what about if a question comes about child? So, for example, a question comes, a child casualty is not breathing. To maintain circulation, CPR should be given. What's the correct depth to press down on their chest? Then what would be the answer? 3 to 4 centimeters. For a child, is 3 to 4 centimeters. For an adult, it's 5 to 6 centimeters. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, okay?
What part of the car does the law require you to keep in good condition? The transmission. The door locks. The gearbox. The seat belts.
What part of the car does the law require you to keep in good condition? By law, which part of your vehicle should be in good condition? The seat belts.
Why should you try and park in a secure car park? It makes it easy to find your car. It doesn't cost anything to park here. It helps deter thieves. It stops the car being exposed to bad weather.
Why should you try and park in a secure car park? Deter, guys, do you know what does deter means? Deter. It helps deter thieves. Deter means keeping them away. Keeping them away. So it helps keep away thieves from your vehicle. It helps prevent or keeping away. So it helps deter thieves.
Which vehicle should you allow extra room as you overtake them? Road sweeper. Tractor. Lorry. Bicycle.
Which vehicle should you allow extra room as you overtake them? Bicycle. Why bicycle? Because bicycle. Why bicycle? Because if they might get they will get unsettled if you pass too near them. They lose control of the cycle if you pass too near them. That's why you should allow extra room. So which vehicle should you allow extra room as you overtake them? Bicycle. Yeah, they can swerve as well.
How can you identify traffic signs that give orders? They are square with a brown border. They are triangular with a blue border. They are circular with a red border. They are rectangular with a yellow border.
How can you identify traffic signs that give orders? How can you identify traffic signs that give orders? They are circular with red border.
What does this sign mean? End of the urban clearway restrictions. No parking at all from Monday to Friday. You can park on the days and times shown. No parking on the days and times shown.
What does this sign mean? Look, what's this sign? Guys, do you know what does this sign mean? This is no parking. This is a no parking sign. So no parking. Ah, yeah, that's a wrong answer, you see. So no parking. It's not clearway sign. It's no parking. So no parking on the days and times shown. No parking on the days and times shown. No parking on the days and times shown. No parking on the days and times.
What would
shown.
suggest you're driving on an icy road? There's less tire noise. There's less engine noise. There's less transmission noise. There's less wind noise.
What would suggest you're driving on an icy road? What would suggest you're driving on an icy road? There will be less tire noise. There will be less.
What does this sign mean? No through road. End of motorway. No motor vehicles. End of bus lane.
What does this sign mean? You're most welcome, blessed. Congratulations, well done. What does this sign mean? That's end of motorway.
What can people who live or work in towns and cities do to help reduce urban pollution levels? Drive short journeys. Drive more quickly. Over rev in a low gear. Walk or cycle.
What can people who live or work in towns and cities do to help reduce urban pollution levels? Don't drive, walk or cycle. Walk.
You're
or
following a
cycle.
long vehicle approaching a crossroads. What should you do if the driver signals right but moves close to the left-hand curb? Overtake on the right-hand side. Wait behind the long vehicle. Report the driver to the police. Warn the driver about the wrong signal.
You're following a long vehicle approaching crossroads. What should you do if the driver signals right but moves close to the left hand curb? What do? Wait behind the long vehicle. Why would they signal right but move to the left? Why would a long vehicle signal right and move to the left? What's the reason? Because long vehicle needs more room to turn around, because they need extra room to turn around. Well done. So what do? We have to wait behind the long vehicle.
You're driving on a one-way
behind the long
street.
vehicle.
What should you do if you realize you've taken the wrong route? Reverse out of the road. Turn around in a side road. Reverse into a driveway. Continue and find another route.
You're driving on a one-way street. What should you do if you realize you have taken the wrong route? Okay. Guys, do you know why this is the wrong answer? Turn around in a side road. Why this is a wrong answer? Why turn around in a side road is a wrong answer. Does anyone know? So if you're traveling and you realize it's a wrong route, if you go into the side road and you turn around, you came back, you will end up in the same place. So you will have to go straight again. That's why turn around in a side road is a wrong answer. Even if you turn around, you will end up in the same place. That's why that's a wrong answer. So what do? Continue and find another road. Or continue and follow the signals. Continue and find another
What's
route.
the legal
Continue
minimum
and
tread
follow
depth
the
for
signals.
tires on your trailer or caravan? 2 millimeters. 1 millimeter. 1.6 millimeters. 2.6 millimeters.
What's the legal minimum tread depth for tires on your trailer or caravan? So whether that's trailer, whether that's caravan, whether that's normal car, it will be same thing. Walaikum salam. The answer will be same, 1.6 millimeter. 1.6 millimeter.
What information should you share if you're involved in a collision that causes damage to another vehicle? Your internet service provider. Your name, address and vehicle registration number. Your national insurance number. Your occupation and reason for your journey.
What information should you share if you're involved in a collision that causes damage to another vehicle? Your name, address, and vehicle registration number. Your name, address.
You're
and
traveling in
vehicle
very heavy
registration
rain.
number.
How is this likely to affect your overall stopping distance? It will be halved. It will be doubled. It will be no different. It will be 10 times greater.
If you're traveling in very heavy rain, how is this likely to affect your overall stopping distance? It will be doubled. It will be double, which means, so if you're driving on a road, if it's a dry road, if your stopping distance is 10 meters, on the same road, the stopping distance will be double, which means instead of 10 meters, it will be 20 meters stopping distance. So it will be doubled. You're traveling in a very heavy rain. How is this likely to affect your overall stopping
You're going to
distance?
tow a trailer that's
It will
wider
be
than your
doubled.
car. What must you fit to your car before you start towing it? Projection markers. Parking sensors. Rear view camera. Exterior towing mirrors.
You're going to tow a trailer that's wider than your car. What must you fit to your car before start towing it? Why would we fit exterior towing mirror? Guys, do you know the reason? Why should we have exterior towing mirror? They are also called extended arm side mirror as well. These are also called extended arm side mirrors as well. Why should we have this? So if you look in here, if we will not be able to see the back of the caravan. So what do? This is extended arm side mirror or exterior towing mirror, so we can see for better view exactly. Because in this normal mirror that we have, we will not be able to see the back of the caravan or the back of the trailer. So that's why we fit an exterior towing mirror. Exterior towing mirror. You're going to tow a trailer that's wider than your car. What must you fit to your car before you start towing it?
Which is the sign for a ring road?
Which is the sign for ring road? This is mini roundabout, this is roundabout, this is no stopping, and this is a ring road. This is a ring road. Every city got a ring road around it. Every city got a ring road around it.
What should you do when a person herding sheep asks you to stop? Ignore them as they have no authority. Continue on but drive slowly. Try to get past quickly. Stop and switch off your engine.
What should you do when a person herding sheep asks you to stop? You must stop. Stop and switch off your engine. Stop and switch off your engine. Guys, could you please everyone just share the live once? Could you please everyone just share the live once? I can only see 7 shares. Please everyone just share the live once, and if you did not follow me, please do follow, guys. If any one of you did not follow me, please do follow. Thank you, Samuel. Oh wow, driving school.
You're following a large vehicle as it approaches a crossroads. What should you do if the driver signals to turn left? Wait for the driver to cancel their signal. Wait for the vehicle to finish turning. Overtake if you can, leave plenty of room. Overtake if there are no oncoming vehicles.
You're following a large vehicle as it approaches a crossroad. What should you do if the driver signals to turn left? Allow them room, give them room. So what do? You wait for the vehicle to finish turning. You wait for the vehicle.
What must you do when you hitch an unbraked trailer to a towing vehicle? Make sure you can see the trailer in the mirrors. Fit a secondary coupling device. Switch off the reversing sensor on the towing vehicle. Grease the tow ball and hitch.
What must you do when you hitch an unbraked trailer to a towing vehicle? Okay, guys, do you understand what does it mean? Fit a secondary coupling device. Fit a secondary coupling device. So if a trailer does not have automatic braking system, if a vehicle does not have automatic braking system, okay, all right, let me just explain this. So if you look in here, that's, you see, the trailer is connected with the front vehicle through in here, yeah. So that's one coupling device. And what's the second one? The second one is this chain. See, so that's one, the top one, that's one, and that's the second one. Why do we have secondary coupling device? In case if this one opens, see, the chain will keep the trailer connected with the front car. Extra security, exactly. So if this one gets unfastened, or if this one opens, the trailer is still connected with the front vehicle. That's why we should have secondary coupling device. Does that make sense, guys? Guys, did you get that? So like in here, so that's one, the top one, that's one, and this is the second one. So you have two. That's one connection, and this is two connection. So if this one comes off, you have the trailer still connected with the front vehicle. So what must you do when you hitch an unbraked trailer to a towing vehicle? Fit a secondary coupling device. So fit a secondary coupling device. Make sure, guys, if it does not make sense, please find out why this is the answer. Make sure you know the reasons behind the answers. So if you find any question that's hard, find the reasons. When you find the reasons behind the answer, it becomes
You're about to go
easy.
down a steep hill. What should you do to control the speed of your vehicle? Select a low gear and use the brakes carefully. Select a high gear and use the brakes firmly. Select a low gear and avoid using the brakes. Select a high gear and use the brakes carefully.
You're about to go down a steep hill. What should you do to control the speed of your vehicle? Select a low gear and use the brakes carefully. Why will we select a low gear? Why do we select a low gear? Does anyone know why do we select a low gear? When the vehicle is in low gear, so if you put your vehicle in first gear and you're going downhill, the engine will work as a brake. The engine will work as a brake. It will not allow the vehicle to gain speed. It will control the speed. That's why you keep it in a lower gear. In lower gear, it does not gain speed. The engine will work as a choke. It will slow down the speed of the vehicle. So that's why you select a low gear and use the brakes carefully. What about if you're going uphill? Guys, what about if you're going uphill? Which gear should we use when we're going uphill? Uphill is also lower gear, okay? When you're going uphill, it's lower gear. When you're going downhill, it's lower gear. When you're going through water, which is the fourth sign, lower gear. When you want to reduce your speed, it's lower gear as well. Apart from in one situation where we have to use higher gear. Does anyone know that only one situation where we use higher gear? That's when it's icy. Only in snow. Just remember, only in snow we use higher gear. Apart from snow, everywhere it's a lower gear. So you're about to go down a steep hill. What should you do to control the speed of your vehicle? Select a low gear and use the brakes carefully.
You want to reverse into a side road. What should you do if you aren't sure that the area behind your car is clear? Carry on, assuming it's clear. Look through the rear window only. Check the mirrors only. Get out and check.
You want to reverse into a side road. What should you do if you are not sure that the area behind your car is clear? If you're not sure that the area behind your car is clear, what should you do? You get out and check. You get out and check, and there is another answer for the same question, which is ask someone to guide you. So you either ask someone to guide you or
what should you do when dealing with this hazard? Switch on your windscreen wipers. Switch on your hazard warning lights. Use a low gear and drive slowly. Use a high gear to prevent wheel spin.
What should you do when dealing with this hazard? As we spoke earlier, it's always a low gear. So low, 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 only higher in snow. Low, 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 higher in snow. So use a low gear and drive slowly.
You're following two cyclists as they approach a roundabout in the left-hand lane. Where would you expect the cyclists to go? Right. Any direction. Straight ahead. Left.
You're following two cyclists as they approach a roundabout in the left-hand lane. Where would you expect the cyclist to go? They could go in any direction. And why they're keeping to the left? Why the cyclists are keeping to the left? They're keeping to the left for their safety. Cyclist and horse rider will always keep into the left for their safety. So you're following two cyclists as they approach a roundabout in the left-hand lane. Where would you expect the cyclist to go?
Which shape is used for a giveaway sign?
Which shape is used for a giveaway sign? Which shape is used for a giveaway sign? One second, guys. Okay, so this is called yield sign, but I never seen this. It's called yield sign. This is give way sign, that's no stopping. And guys, do you know what does this empty circle means? If it's an empty circle, what does this mean? If it's empty, what does it mean if it's empty? If it's empty, if it's completely empty, what does it mean? I know this is order sign, but what does, if it's empty circle, what's that specific for? No, order. Order is overall. If it's a red circle, it's order sign. But what about if it's an empty red circle? Empty red circle means no vehicles. Empty red circle means no vehicle, not no car, no vehicles. Okay, if it's an empty red circle means no vehicle. Which shape is used for a giveaway sign? That's the one.
You're about to drive home. What should you do if you feel very tired and have a severe headache? Drive home, but take a tablet for headaches. Wait for a short time, then drive home slowly. Wait until you're fit and well before driving. Drive home if you can stay awake for the journey.
You're about to drive home. What should you do if you feel very tired and have severe headache? Don't drive. Do not drive. So you wait until you're fit and well before driving.
When may you wait in the area marked with a cycle? When there are no cycles in the marked area. When you've turned on your hazard warning lights. When the traffic lights change to amber after you've passed the first line. When you've checked your mirrors for cyclists.
When may you wait in the area marked with a cycle? The right answer is when the traffic lights change to amber after you pass the first line. But guys, do you understand why this is the right answer? When may you wait in the area marked with a cycle? The right answer is this one, but do you know why this is the right answer? No? Alright, let me just explain this. Okay, so for example, this is your car. You see this blue one is your car. The light is green and you're driving towards the traffic light. The light is green, you're driving towards, sorry, the red one. So if this red one is your car, you're driving towards the green light. And if the light changed now, what will you do? So if this red car was your car, the light was green, you were driving towards the light, and you see when your car got onto the area marked with a cycle and the light changed from green to amber, what will you do? Just watch again, okay? See, the red one is your car. Where is the red one? Just look in here. The red one is your car. Where is it? See, that's your car. You passed the first line, you got into the area marked with a cycle, and the light changed from green to amber. What will you do? You will wait. You wait. So that's the answer. And if you listen to the answer, when the traffic lights change to amber after you pass the first line. You see, so you pass the first line, which is, see, there are two lines, 1 and 2. You can see there are two lines in here. That's one line and that's two line. So you cross the first line and you got there. So what do you do? When the traffic lights change to amber after you pass the first line. Does that make sense? So when may you wait in the area marked with a cycle? When the traffic lights change to amber after you
The
pass
fluid
the
level
first
in your
light.
battery is low. What fluid should you use to top it up? Engine oil. Engine coolant. Battery acid. Distilled water.
The fluid level in your battery is low. What fluid should you use to top it up? That's distilled water. Distilled water. Why do we use, can we use normal water? Guys, can we use normal water? Why? We cannot use normal water. The reason for that is because normal water got minerals. Normal water got minerals and they can easily block, you see, they will block these plates. Normal water got minerals and that will damage your battery. So that's why we use distilled water, and distilled water does not have any minerals. So distilled water. The fluid level in your battery is low. What fluid should you use to top it up?
Do you need to plan rest stops when you're planning a long journey? Yes, you should plan to stop every half an hour. No, you'll be less tired if you get there as soon as possible. No, only fuel stops will be needed. Yes, regular stops help concentration.
Do you need to plan rest stops when you're planning a long journey? Yes, yes, yes. Regular stops help concentration. Yes, regular
What should you
stops
do
help
if you're driving on a motorway and you miss the exit that you wanted to take? Carefully reverse in the left-hand lane. Carefully reverse along the hard shoulder. Carry on to the next exit. Make a U-turn at the next gap in the central reservation.
What should you do if you're driving on a motorway and you miss the exit that you wanted to take? If you miss your exit, carry on. If you miss your exit, you carry on to the next exit. Carry on to the next exit. You cannot turn around.
What can you achieve if you
Carry on
drive
to the next
smoothly?
exit.
Reduction in journey times by about 15%. Increase in journey times by about 15%. Reduction in fuel consumption by about 15%. Increase in fuel consumption by about 15%.
What can you achieve if you drive smoothly? What can you achieve if you drive smoothly? Yep, reduction in fuel consumption by about 15%. You will use less fuel by about 15%. Guys, could you please everyone just share the live once? Could you please everyone share the live? And if you did not follow me, please do follow, guys. If any one of you did not follow me yet, please.
What's the main cause of skidding? The road. The driver. The vehicle. The weather.
What's the main cause of skidding? What is the main cause of skidding? The road, the driver, the vehicle, the weather. Okay. Why not the weather? Why weather is not the right answer? Why weather is not skidding means slipping. So why not the weather? Because as a driver, it's your responsibility. If the weather is not good, you should not go out to drive. If the weather is not good, as a driver, it's your responsibility. You should not go out. If the road is not good, you drive very carefully so you don't skid. If the vehicle is not in good condition, fix your vehicle before you go out on a drive. So that's why it's the driver is the main cause of skidding. So what's the main cause of skidding?
What does it mean if your insurance policy has an excess of £500? You'll have to pay the first £500 of the cost of any claim. Your vehicle is insured for a value of £500 if it's stolen. You'll be paid £500 if you don't claim within 1 year. The insurance company will pay the first £500 of any claim.
What does it mean if your insurance policy has an excess of £500? That means when anything goes wrong, if an accident happens, you accept that you will pay the first amount. So if you're involved in an accident and if the claim costs £2,000, you will pay the first 500 and your insurance company will pay 1,500. Okay, so you will have to pay the first 500 of the cost of any claim. So if you accept 500 excess money, that it means you will have to pay the first amount. So whether you accept 500, whether you accept 100, whatever you accept, that will be the money that you pay first if anything goes wrong, if an accident happens. So you will have to pay the first 500 of the cost of any claim. And remember, when you got, so if you got £1,000 excess, your insurance will be cheaper. So the higher the excess money, your insurance goes down. Your insurance become cheaper. Do you know why your insurance become cheaper when you accept high excess amount of money? Do you know the reason? Because you are you accepting when accident happens, you paying the upfront money. So you're paying the first amount. So if you paying, so for example, if you accept 2,000 excess money, it means if anything goes wrong, if an accident happens, you are paying the first money. You are paying the first £2,000. So that's why your insurance becomes cheaper, because you accept that you are paying the upfront money, and that's why your insurance becomes cheaper. So the more the excess money, the less your insurance will be. So what does it mean if your insurance policy has an excess of 500? You will have to pay the first 500 of the cost of any claim. Guys, did you get that? Do you understand that now? The excess money? So the higher excess money, the lower your insurance will be, because you're accepting that you will be paying the first amount. Okay, good. So you'll have to pay the first.
How will a school crossing patrol signal you to stop? By displaying a stop sign. By giving you an arm signal. By pointing to children waiting to cross. By displaying a red light.
How will a school crossing patrol signal you to stop? Yeah, by displaying a stop sign.
You've been driving in fog. What must you do when the visibility improves? Keep your front fog lights switched on. Switch off your fog lights. Leave your fog lights switched on in case the fog returns. Keep your rear fog lights switched on.
You've been driving in fog. What must you do when visibility improves? When your visibility improves, switch off your fog lights. Switch it off, so you don't dazzle other drivers.
On what type of road surface may anti-lock brakes be ineffective? Dry, smooth, firm, loose.
On what type of road surface may anti-lock brakes be ineffective? It's loose, when the road is loose. Firm is the opposite of loose. Firm is hard, loose is soft. Soft surfaces, like when it's a damaged road. When it's a damaged road, because soft surfaces like soft surfaces like where is it? Like this, you see that's a loose road. When you brake on this, your brakes will not work properly. Why? Because you see, when you brake, these rocks will come under your tires and the brakes will not work properly. So what type of road surface may anti-lock brakes be ineffective?
You're driving on the motorway. Which lane should you get into well before you reach your exit? The left-hand lane. The hard shoulder. The right-hand lane. The middle lane.
You're driving on the motorway. Which lane should you get into well before you reach your exit? The left-hand lane. Why we keep in the left-hand lane? Why left-hand lane? Why left-hand lane? Because we can only come out of the motorway in the left-hand side. Because we only come out of the motorway in the left. Because of the exit. Because exits are always in the left. Salam Panjiri. Because the left hand.
You want to travel on the A61. Which lane should you use at the roundabout? Only the middle lane. Only the left lane. Either the middle lane or right lane. Either the left lane or middle lane.
You want to travel on the A61. Which lane should you use at the roundabout? Which lane should you use for A61? If you look at the road, it's the left and the middle. It's the left and the middle lane. Either the left or the middle lane. Either the left or the middle lane. A Ditoro. See, it's the left. Let's watch the video again. Okay, let's watch the video again. It's either the left or middle. Left or middle.